What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Scent Bubble. I am your host for the evening, and tonight we are going to be discussing a very popular fragrance. When it comes to the inspired category, this, without question, is the most popular fragrance that everybody comes across. And I think it's not only because it's inspired by an absolute masterpiece of a fragrance from the House of Creed, but I also think because of that, it's one of the earliest inspired fragrances, and it's one of the most talked about by the fragrance community. I really think Fragcom has really carried the name of this fragrance to the test of time. And though this fragrance has evolved over the years, the name has remained a staple for all people kind of for the first time wrapping their minds around the category of fragrances that are inspired by cloning or duping a professional expensive fragrance. This one is an absolute staple, and we're going to talk about it because I think you should add it to your collection. We'll be back with you in a minute. All right. I am your host for the evening. Welcome to the Scent Bubble. Thank you guys so much for the subscribers. We're about to crack 100. By the time this video drops, we'll probably already hit it. I can confidently say that we've been just consistently growing the channel. A lot of viral momentum going with various clips and things like that. And feels great. Feels great. I've most importantly prized the interactions I've had with all of the community. So if you're new to the channel, or you've been subbing to the channel and just haven't participated yet in the conversation of fragrance, I don't care if you've got negative or positive feedback, questions, or even comments, or want to share your collection. That's another thing I want to do soon is rating my subscribers' collections. So if you're interested at all in sending me a picture of your collection, definitely feel free to ask in the comments. I will drop you my email via Instagram, which, if you guys don't know, people have asked this several times before. Sorry for that transition fail there. If you look on the bottom of my webcam screen, you'll see links to my Facebook and Instagram. Definitely take a note of the Instagram if you want to ever contact me via DM. I always answer stuff there. But without further ado, this fragrance is from the house of Armaf, and it is Club de Nuit Intense Man. I got so much to say about this fragrance. I do have somewhat of a prompt today, so this will be a quicker video, but we're still going to put in that quality time with the fragrance. Now, introduction to this fragrance. I was online surfing the web. This is how the story goes, guys. I had about 3 fragrances in my collection about a year or two ago, and I said, you know what? I want to get new fragrances. You know, I'm 35 years old. It's been too long going without a fragrance, and I want to see what's out there now. And so I went and tried a lot of fragrances at my local Sephora fragrance shop, and you know, for some reason, it's how the internet works. After I went shopping at Sephora, I purchased Jimmy Choo's Man Intense and La Nuit de l'Homme from YSL. The moment I stepped foot in my house and checked my phone, I had tons of advertisements on Facebook and on YouTube and on the internet in regards to fragrance. It's amazing how that works. It almost feels like camera AI now is picking up our behavior and triggering that. Or, you know, the moment you make a purchase, your purchasing identity goes to a website or something, and the goons come out to flood you with that type of content. Anyway, I came across a video that said top 10 greatest clone fragrances of all time. And when I saw the phrase clone fragrances, I go, what the heck is a clone? And I watched the video and I proceeded to hear a guy talk about how there are fragrances that clone or replicate or are inspired by fragrances all around the world. Not just that, but there's a big community of fragrances and different houses in different continents that are responsible for producing these fragrances. And a lot of them aim to clone or make a twist or variant of fragrances that run typically north of the $200 price point. Fragrances that are two, three, four, $500 of fragrance, houses are cloning them. And that really didn't appeal to me at first because I automatically assumed that they'd be cheaper until I saw that Fragrantica actually rates these fragrances and that they're widely purchased all across the internet and highly reviewed. So not only um, can you learn about a fragrance, but so many people have had it in their possession that you can really confidently know the profile of the fragrance, how good the deal is, how close to the DNA it is, as well as see the actual DNA of the fragrance comparatively to the fragrance it is inspired by. And I just thought, wow, you really can't lose. But I was still in disbelief. So, anyway, I pulled the trigger, and one of the earliest fragrances I remember picking up was this fragrance right here, Club de Nuit Intense. This is a fragrance I purchased probably in like 2022. I know the fragrances in this category have developed since they've been out for quite a long time. And so I have one of the newer batches. I really don't care about that stuff, old batch, new batch, whatever. This has still maintained itself in the fragrance community as a dominant powerhouse of an inspired by fragrance. But I remember when I purchased this, I said, well, let me see how close it is. So I purchased a sample of Creed Aventus, which is what this is cloning. And I sought out to get this fragrance. I said, wow, the other final nail in the coffin was seeing the price point. I bought this for like 25 bucks and I saw that there were many clones and dupes out there that are under $30. And that's what really appealed to me, which, like all of you guys, price is a major factor when it comes to being interested in fragrance. So once you find out that for the price of one bottle, in my case, La Nuit de l'Homme, I purchased for like almost $100. So to even fathom that I could get 4 of these for that price, and it's the large bottle, became very intriguing to me. Down the rabbit hole later, I discovered that there were thousands of inspired fragrances. And they're all on a spectrum from straight up clones, straight up dupes, inspired by to be kind of originals, and then inspired by with twists and everything in between. In fact, a lot of people have a discrepancy with clones and dupes, but the fact of the matter is there are a lot of name brands and niche houses that copy DNAs and almost appear to be clones themselves. That all being said, I get the fragrance in the mail and I smell it through the box. This is a beast mode fragrance. I give it a 8 or a 9. And so I smelled it right away and said, ooh, this is sophisticated. And then I sprayed it and fell absolutely in love. And that began my journey into buying tons of fragrances, name brand and inspired by. So enough of the story time. We're at the 8-minute mark. Let's move a lot quicker. Initial thoughts on this fragrance. Again, it is inspired by, I don't want to say clone because as I'm sure a lot of you guys know on the internet right now, there's a big debacle going on where basically YouTube videos are getting taken off the net for saying clone and dupe by major houses and things like that. And a lot of the major channels are taking the biggest hits. So I'll probably be referring to these as inspirations from this point forward, just because I'm dropping videos every day. I can't afford to have people taking my videos offline for semantics. But you guys know what I'm talking about when I say inspired by. Anyways, initial thoughts. I immediately smell like a clean, musky, earthy pineapple. A juicy pineapple, though not very synthetic. Smells very naturally fruity to me, but very pungent pineapple. It's interesting. A lot of people that say they don't like this fragrance typically always say, I don't really like the lemon note in here. I don't smell lemon at all. Pineapple is the prominent note in this fragrance. Everybody smells things differently. I'm just giving you my perspective. So even when I passionately make a claim that seems black or white, you guys know very well opinions are opinions. I don't like to give discrepancies and oh by the ways when I give my opinion. I speak as if it's how I truly feel and may come off like I'm trying to be factual, but we're all adults here. But anyway, I get this very crisp, clean, woody, almost cedary, birchy type of pineapple. And it's a type of pineapple that's so crisp it almost feels like a medley of fruits, but it is pineapple dominant. But yeah, to me, in a nutshell, this fragrance is slightly smoky pineapple, a birchy, woody fragrance with some musk and patchouli for some earthiness. It's sweet, but more not zesty. It's sweet, but more citrus crisp with hint of sweet rather than sweet dominant. It's got just enough. So like on a sweetness meter, I would give it maybe a 5. And then when this sits on skin, it just warms up really nicely. Again, when you think this fragrance, think very high class, sophisticated, slightly smoky, woody pineapple with some earth backbone sitting behind it. Maybe some touch of amber as well. But this feels very suit and tie, feels very classy, feels very rich, feels very sophisticated and layered and complex. I think on skin it reads a little more linear, but the classiness of this fragrance can't be understated. I think there's a youthfulness to it due to the fruits, which will make it almost ageless. But let's go ahead and go straight to the notes here so I'm not yakking this whole video. Okay, notes here. On the top, we do have lemon. I don't get it. We have pineapple, bergamot citrus, black currant, and apple. I don't get any of that, guys. I get classy pineapple. Birch, absolutely get that. Now, this floral component of jasmine and rose. Give me a second here. It is so minute here. Maybe less than 5% of the backbone, just kind of, maybe the florals is what freshens up the pineapple and makes it more light and crisp as opposed to pungent and sweet. But it sits way in the back. Again, birch, pineapple, dominance. And then I get that earthiness with the musk, the ambergris, the patchouli. Don't get any vanilla at all. Almost none. This fragrance is absolutely awesome. Let's go into projection and longevity. Projection, absolutely projective. The sillage and the projection on this fragrance is incredible. You will have projection and sillage the entire day if you go north of 6 sprays. I remember starting off conservatively spraying about 4 sprays, being indoors in Arizona most of the day, and I had this fragrance sitting on my clothes until I went to sleep that night. This is beast mode, 9 or even a 10. It sits on clothes well, it sits even crazier on skin, and it pops, it projects, and it trails. If you go into a room with this on, it will very faintly but very quickly fill the room. It doesn't reach out. It's more of a sillage and projection bubble that as you go anywhere, it leaves its imprint. So in that sense, it can fill a room quickly. And again, it's got such a strong note of birch and pineapple. Those are so zingy of notes. I believe that that contributes to a lot of why the projection is as beast mode as it is. Longevity. If you go 6 sprays on this or higher, this will go the whole day, the entire day. We don't need to hour mark it. You put it on in the morning, you go to sleep at night, you will have this on your clothes, you will have it on your skin, you will need to take a shower. Or you can sleep in it. Use cases. To me, I find myself going to work with this fragrance, knowing that it's a beast mode fragrance. If I'm going to be in the office, I'm only going to rock 4 sprays and then lightly apply later if necessary. But because it's got that pungent pineapple birchiness, I don't want to fill rooms up with this if I'm going to work. So I'll typically lean on around 4 sprays. This is date night. If you want your girl, if you want to look rich and classy in front of your girl, but still have this. Again, the pineapple and birch, as linear as that sounds, guys, this is a standout DNA. Okay? The Creed Aventus DNA is very standout. This is the fragrance that Drake rocks very regularly. Many celebrities rock the Creed Aventus fragrance. In fact, a lot of celebrities rock Club de Nuit Intense because a lot of celebrities, when they see a fragrance, they don't even understand clones, dupes, and inspireds. They just see how high the rating of this fragrance is, and it's insane. Yeah, so use cases, I think it's pretty versatile. You can even use it like out of the gym, but if you're doing that, I would go one spray. Don't be an idiot. Errand running. Again, it's so crisp and nice. I think the fruity element is what makes it a little bit playful, but for some reason, it's only playful when you want it to be. This is one of the only fruits, in my opinion, that, at least in this batch and composition, that comes off so classy and rich, and yet you can wear it casually and still come off playful. Like it gets reinterpreted in a new way. It just has an incredible amount of versatility. You can wear this out of the shower. I really feel like this is any season, any reason, but I typically find myself rocking this when I want to go upscale, when I want to look classy, feel rich, feel some type of prestige. I like throwing this on. I don't like using this as a gym fragrance because it smells so elegant and nice, and it's such a showstopper of a DNA. It's like, why would you reveal that too much? You got to kind of safeguard and dial it back. I would like to lean towards saying this is a 25 and up fragrance, but my gosh, it is so popular, so widespread that I would say any age, grab this. I don't care if you grab this, find that it's too sophisticated for you, and then start rocking it later in your life. Go ahead and let this macerate for a couple years. I guarantee you come back to it feeling a whole different type of way as a young man, getting some hair on your chest. Again, ageless. Price, I got it for $25 for 100 ml. Big bottle. Who cares about the presentation of the bottle, guys? It's got fake bejewels on it, chain hanging down it, whatever. It's a phenomenal fragrance. Ignore the bottle. What's in the juice here is absolutely majestic. We can ignore the bottle for that. Armoff, maybe in the future they'll update the bottle as they should. But, you know, again, the Club de Nuit line all matches that profile, just different color. You know, it's a fingerprint magnet, but who cares? Final thoughts about anything in this category. The one thing I just wanted to mention about this is a lot of people claim that the limited edition is better. I have the limited edition over there. I'm so happy I bought it in a decant and not the full bottle. It's juicier pineapple. But honestly, guys, I feel like if you want juicier pineapple, it's like, I don't know. It's a preference thing. Like, to me, there's plenty of pungent pineapple in this. When you get to limited edition, it's a touch smoother and a touch warmer, but I actually don't like it smooth. I actually like it to be edgy and crisp and like rough and light, because I feel like when it warms up and gets smoother, it's less projective and less appreciative. It's more of a up close fragrance. It's still beast mode, but it doesn't just reach out with that crisp zest of pineapple. I don't find that I want more pineapple comparatively to this. This has just the right amount of pineapple where it doesn't get too crazy. And again, guys, don't think eating a pineapple like pineapple sweet crisp, you just took a bite out of a pineapple. No. Picture a pineapple that was thrown on the grill, and then you took that grilled pineapple off and then blew crisp cold air through it to give it a freshness. And so the only grilled aspect of it that you're getting is kind of this smoked warmth to the pineapple character, so it smells a little bit richer, but the pineapple is still represented with such class crisp airiness, but it is pungent, but it's not on the sweet fruity pineapple like how we talk about off non 9 p.m. or Jean-Paul Gaultier type fragrances of sweetness. We're not talking sugary, candy, playful, sweet. This is classy, woody, pineapple that's slightly sweet. Anyways, this is an incredible fragrance. You guys have to get this fragrance. It is a must-have DNA. Another thing I will say is there are a lot of Creed Aventus clones. Don't get them. This fragrance will stand the test of time for as long as I'm alive. I promise you that. All the other clones, dupes, and inspireds of Creed Aventus, to me, you're splitting hairs, if not going in a worse direction than this. There is no need to reinvent the formula. And for those of you saying, well, isn't it a later formula, a cheaper formula? Yes, but it is still incredible. As this macerates over time, it gets better. Out of my collection, this easily sits in the top 10 out of 150 fragrances. No questions asked. Again, get your guys' hands on this. It is an incredible fragrance. Again, I appreciate you guys. Definitely like, comment, and subscribe. Contribute to the conversation of fragrance. I'm so grateful for the growth coming as fast as it is. Pause. But just so grateful for the fragrance community reaching out and rocking with me in any way, shape, or form. We have now cracked the 20-minute mark, and I am going to go get some rest. So thank you guys so much for rocking with me. This is Armoff's Club de Nuit Intense Man, not the limited version, the regular, $25, 100 ml, classic, classy, pineapple smoked, woody, awesomeness, ageless, and this will be around for a long time, I assure you. Have a good night, guys.